So here we are now on camera. I've just sent an email out to the list, like I said, that's gone out to literally thousands of people. So we should have a lot of people join us tonight. All right, Jill just joined us. Say hello to everyone again. We've got Ruth. Listen to all these people listening on the replay. If you listen on Spotify or listen on iTunes, look at all the people who are here joining us live. Come and join live if you can. But shout out to you lot listening on the replay, or if you're watching on the replay on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, shout out to Jill, Lynn, Carly, Heather, Meg. Valerie's in the house. I didn't see you before, Valerie. How are you doing? Adam's here, Lucy's here, Peter's here, Caroline's here, Dougal's here, Dawn's here, Lucy's here, Stu's here, Harry's here. Everyone's here. Like, loads of people are here. So if you're Richard's here all the way from Miami as well, or where are you now, Rich? You're somewhere in Florida, aren't you? You're not quite Miami. You're a bit out of Miami now, aren't you? Lots of people are here. Come and join us, live next time. We do this every Monday night, 9 p.m. There might be some new people here tonight as well. I haven't left any comments on Facebook yet. Do let us know if you are new, and do come back, join us next time. So what we do Monday nights, normally, you know what, tonight should have been the book club, and we haven't looked at a book for a few weeks now. Normally every other week is the book club, but more and more exciting things are happening in my life that I end up with a list to talk to you guys about, like, lots of stuff every Monday, and I'm like, you know what, let's not just look at a book. There is the book list. If you go to actonthis.tv / is it book list? Someone check that for me. I think it is. And you actually get a list of books that I recommend people to read based on the book club books that we've read already. But I've just got some other exciting stuff to report. So I'm going to go through this to begin with. We're going to have a little conversation on a few different things. And I'm going to do something very different tonight. It's going to require an open mind. It's going to require you to... it's going to require you to do very little, but I'll sit back and relax, to be honest, and just listen to something. But this is something that, over the course of the last week, has made me question a lot of stuff, and has really, started to have a real positive impact in my life, and it's something I've never entertained before. I'll leave it there for now, and I'll tell you in a little minute what that's about. Few little things to report for actonthis.tv. I'm doing some podcasts this week, okay? So if you're not a member of actonthis.tv yet, that's the main website that I run for actors. You will find hundreds of hours of podcasts on there with super successful casting directors, writers, directors, agents, producers, etc. Some of the biggest names in the industry. 2 new ones this week. The first one is with a guy. Did anybody see? I've mentioned this before. Did anyone see before Christmas a proper heart-wrenching viral video called Love is a Gift? It was like an alternative Christmas advert that a guy called Phil Beastle put out on Twitter. Incredible story behind this, right? One, it's one of the most touching Christmas kind of alternative ads, I think. You know, it's not even an advert. It's just an alternative Christmas message, I guess. It's basically, it's about a guy who... It builds up, he's got this one present under the Christmas tree, and it builds up the tension of going, this guy's counting down till Christmas because he really wants to open up this present. And in there, and I won't spoil it completely for you, but in there is a real old school Sony Walkman. Anyone have a Sony Walkman? Inez is here, all right, Bobby's here as well. Anyone have a Sony Walkman with those? Remember, the old foam, proper old, the foam, headphones, and it had the metal band that you could kind of pull down. To make them the right size for you, and the foam on the headphones, you'd always lose it. It'd pop off, or it'd as you'd try and stretch it back over the headphone, it'd tear. And you'd be like, shit. It's got one of those in it, and it's got a box of tapes as well, and they're all labelled with a year. Story behind it is it's this guy's mum has passed away many years ago when he was a kid, and left him before she. Oh, it's heartbreaking, honestly. Left him a tape to play on Christmas Day every year. And this is the last tape in the box. There's no more tapes after this. And I won't tell you the message, but oh my goodness, man. Anyone who's lost a parent, or you know what, just anybody who actually is human would cry. Honestly, it's proper tearjerking. It's called Love is a Gift. Phil made this in 2014. This is the story and why I'm getting him on for a podcast this week. He made it in 2014. He put it out. He got zero traction with it whatsoever. He put it out again in 2015, nothing. Again in 2016, nothing. 2017, nothing. 2018, bang. I don't know who picked up on it to make it viral initially. I saw it on Facebook when it had 1,000 views. It ended up with millions of views. He got invited onto all the morning breakfast shows on TV, was offered some great opportunities. He just shot a music video for Lewis Capaldi last week that's I think it's at number 3 in the charts at the moment. It stars Peter Capaldi in the video. A very touching video, incredibly touching video about a guy whose wife dies, gives her heart as a donor to another woman. Peter plays the husband, ends up going to listen to his dead wife's heart beating in the chest of another woman. Phil's just got a knack for telling beautiful stories so very, very emotionally. And I just think it's a real story of tenacity. People are out there, and you're like, you know what? I've been going at this for 5 years as well, maybe longer. I've been like pursuing my acting career now for professionally since I graduated from drama school, 15 years. Still nowhere near where I want to be. So don't start being like, oh, I've been doing this 5-6 years and nothing's kind of happening for me, nothing's popping. It wasn't for Phil either. And that tenacity and that persistence and patience and hard work every single year promoting this thing, it worked, but it worked 5 years practically down the line. So it's a fantastic, story really to tell. And I want Phil to tell it. So he's coming on for a podcast. Hopefully, I'm going to go to Milton Keynes this week and record it with him. If you've got any kind of questions whatsoever, this is going to be a podcast for all premium members and Acts on this. It's part of your membership. You'll get full access to it. Let me know if you've got any questions. Just tweet me at Ross A. Grant at Act on This TV. You can include Phil in it if you want. I don't know Phil's Twitter handle, but he's on Twitter. It probably is just Phil B still, probably. But check out Phil's work. Incredible storyteller. Really, really. And in the words of Steve Jobs said, who's the most powerful man on the planet? And everyone was like, Nelson Mandela or all these incredible people. And he went, no. He said, the storyteller is the most powerful man on the planet. Phil's an incredible storyteller, becoming more and more powerful. Jill says she's been in the game 26 years, Jill. Well, you keep going, man. You're doing well. You see you're always hustling, Jill. Didn't it only cost him 40 quid to make or something? Yeah, I'm sure it did. Sure, it wasn't high budget at all. It was shot on a DSLR camera. Back in 2014, that was when filmmaking was becoming more accessible with the DSLRs that were costing like 500 quid for a camera that could make stuff look incredible. Adam says, love it. My friend Natalie was in Love as a Gift. Oh, was Natalie the VO, Adam? Was she the one who was playing his mum? If it was, she's got a beautiful voice. Like, and I can tell you, it is heartbreaking. She calls him Poppet. Who else? My mum called me, well, probably still, even at 36 years old, called me Poppet, to be honest. If your mum's ever called you Poppet, it will just instantly resonate with you straight away. It's very, very moving. All right, Gary's here as well. Ruth's been in the game 35 years. Ruth, easily got another 35 years in you. Keep going. Says, yep, that's right, the mum, says Adam. Yeah, Natalie then, great. She's got a lovely voice, really beautiful voice. So that's that. That's the first podcast. Second podcast, and I realised this when I was working with Chris Stone this week. You'll all know Chris Stone. I don't really promote any other showreel like producer, to be honest with you, and that's because it's not because there's not good showreel producers out there, but I refuse to promote people I don't use myself because I can't vouch for them. I'm all about authenticity, reputable. People try and pay me to promote shit to you guys. I will not accept it. I will only promote stuff to you guys that I either use myself or people who I really, really know are legit. Chris Stone, as a showreel producer, is one of those guys who's super legit. I was asked by an incredibly talented actress last week, a girl called Freya Lund, brilliant actress, if I would be in a showreel scene with her. And I got the scripts off Chris, and I was like, wow, this is like really powerful scene. And it also showed us a very different side of me, because I think a lot of people just see me as this like motivational, positive guy who is like all right all the time. So I very, very rarely get to tap into a lot of emotion when I'm acting, because I get cast in authority roles like coppers and doctors and these strong characters, and they don't often show emotion. So I jumped at the chance to do this. I'll play the scene for you in a minute just to show you the sort of stuff Chris produces if you don't know already. But I thought, when I was talking to Chris about the scene and how we were going to make the most of it, we had 18 minutes to shoot the scene because we're doing it at sundown. So we knew we had 3 takes at it. It's a 4-minute scene. We had 3 takes to get this right effectively. And we did, I think. We did. It's not absolutely perfect, but I think we did a bloody good job in 18 minutes. And when we were going through the process of how we were going to nail this, I was like, this is really, really interesting stuff that everybody should really know about. And I thought, we've never recorded a podcast. I've done on actsonthis.tv, I've done a video interview with Chris, more about filmmaking and the web series and stuff that he does. But I've never done anything purely about show reels, getting the most out of your show reel scenes, how you can shoot stuff to show casting directors that you can do stuff that they might not know you can do. Because I don't think any of these casting directors will have seen this kind of vulnerability from me before. So it's nice now I've got a body of work under my belt. I've got about... I think I start a TV job on the 24th. That'll be like 21. I'll have 21 TV credits on the 24th of this month. And none of them have got vulnerability in them. I mean, like, not a single. Maybe one or two I've got a bit of weakness in, but the rest are just authority figures. And I'm like, look, I love that, and I'll go do another 21 of them. That's fine, because I want to be in employment regularly, and I just want to get paid for doing something I love. But wouldn't it be nice to actually sort of stretch your acting muscle and do something a little bit more? So this is a pretty emotional breakup scene. A lot of you will have seen it on Facebook. But I'll play it here just so you can see, what Chris's kind of stuff, what he actually shoots. It's only 4 minutes. I'll see you in 4 minutes. But give me your honest feedback as well. I would don't be like, oh, it's all great if you don't think it's great. I just love some genuinely criticism on it if it's constructive. Because I don't get to do a lot of this. But also be kind, because we only have 3 takes at it. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Does he know that we still talk like every day? And more importantly, has he had a haircut? I saw him on Instagram last week, right? He looks like a fucking ginger poodle, right? Does he perm his hair?
No.
Oh, what am I jealous of?
I mean, when are you going to get your hair transplanted?
Oh, not even receding, mate.
Okay. I'm joking.
You didn't answer the question.
Yeah, he knows that we still speak.
Because if you were still my girlfriend, right, I would not be okay that you're texting your ex like every day. I've turned into your PA.
Yeah, about that.
What, you're gonna start paying me? It's about time, isn't it?
Fucking hell, this is so hard.
What?
I'm not John's girlfriend anymore.
Oh. So, well, what does that mean then? Does that mean you want to... do you want to try again like us?
I'm his wife. It happened in December. And my visa was coming up for renewal, and I don't know, it just made sense. I hope that you understand.
Yeah. It's amazing. Congratulations. And I was only joking, about us getting back together again. We weren't, we never right for each other, were we?
No. We were just,
It's like
too different. Anyway, we're flying back to LA tomorrow. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm always fine. I'm great. Are you alright?
Yeah. Great.
Come here.
I'll call you when I land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the names?
Yeah.
Oh. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too.
Ooh, it's a little bit different for me. Definitely do not get to show that side of me very much. Lynn, bless you, just said I'm choking up. It's a lovely scene. Well done, Ross. Says Harry. You remind me of my friend just gone through same situation with an ex, says Valerie. Bloody hell, it's hardcore going through something like that. But I was just like, listen, and there's nothing wrong again. I don't think that's playing against type. So what, Chris will always advise people is, listen, don't just film something for the sake of going, oh, look, I'm just going to show that I can act. I'm going to play completely against type. That's still to my type, but it's just like a very wounded version of what I normally get to play. So I'm doing a podcast with Chris this week on Friday night, where we're going to go through literally seven, it's not, they're not secrets at all, but 7 steps ultimately to really nailing your show reel, getting it down, and getting super clear on the kind of scenes that you not just kind of you would want to have, but you actually you need right now in your career. If you're first starting off and you've got no credits, you're going to need very different kind of scenes to what you're going to need later down the line when you kind of try to show different sides of you. So I think that's going to be interesting. If you've got any questions about podcasts, about show reels for this podcast, again, tweet me at Ross A. Grant, at Acts on This TV, and then that podcast will be available maybe next Wednesday, by the middle of next week. Again, for all premium members of actsonthis.tv. So they're 2 brand new podcasts that are coming up. We'll see what Richard says. Felt that punch into the gut, Ross. Well done, mate. Cracking scene. Love it. Blimey, you got me going here. Do you think, does it have, because I'm so close to it. I watch it and I'm like, God, feel bad for that guy, but it's me, innit? So it's it's nice to see what emotional kind of impact your work has on other people. Because I think, I think that, and another reason why I really wanted to film that, and Freyed as well. I think Frey's amazing in it as well. Could not, we were so under pressure to get that done. We total dream team, could not have done it with any other people, I don't think. It was just a total pleasure to do. I'm so honoured that she asked me to be in it. I think the reason why I resonated with it as well, I think so many people will, is I just don't think you can go through life without having your heart broken at least once. I think, has anyone here actually got through life so far and not been heartbroken? Rob Foster in the house, one of the greatest voiceover / engineer, VO engineers in the world, just joined. All right, Rob, hope you're well. The voice of Mim Mim from Kate and Mim Mim, if your kids watch CBeebies. Lucy says, such a lovely movie scene. Great work. Thank you, Lucy. Appreciate that. I just want to give you a big hug, Heather. Heather wants to give me a hug. Heather, virtual hug, yeah? All of us. Little group hug. Flipping Nora, says Meg. Damn, says Dougal. Good, says Jenya. Thank you. If I'm saying your name right, hope I am. Nice scene, says Peter. Well done. I'm tearing up, bless her, says Dawn. That was really moving. Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that. Really nice scene. Everybody's been so lovely. I've never seen you cry before. I would legit like to see you play more roles like that. Yeah, because I think people just think that I don't. I do cry, in life, I'm not, completely invincible or anything like that. But that's the thing, when you head up something like this, and this is I never sit here, guys, saying, all the stuff that I do, I hope you understand, and this comes across, is all the stuff that I coach people on, and the mindset stuff, and the career stuff. It's all it is stuff that I'm learning in my own life. It's not me sitting here going, I'm perfect, do as I do, and this is all be fine. It's not. I'm learning stuff all the time. What I'm going to play you in a minute is something that I've learned this week, and all I'm doing is, rather than keeping it all to myself, which I just think is bullshit, I think a lot of actors do that, is just share it with everybody, because there's enough for everybody to go around. So So yeah, I am in life. Not always, you see me for like an hour a week on this, where I am very much like, right, come on, let's get this done, do this and do this. It's all motivational. I am vulnerable, like behind the scenes as well. Sometimes life does, is hard for me as well sometimes, and so I think it's nice to show, to show some vulnerability in your work as well. Douglas says I've seen that a few times. What a poor bastard. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Didn't even think of the Ross we see once, such a different side. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. Harry says, remember, Ross, life happens for you. I know, Harry, man. Definitely, life happens for you, not to you. So thank you. Cheers, Rich. Cheers, Carly. Thanks to everybody. It's touching. Absolutely. Meg feels like she wants to give us a hug when you see me next. Really touching, Ross. Everyone just wants to give me a hug. I just cry more often in life. Get way more attention. Thank you very much. And like I say, yeah, it's not, that scene's not about me either. Like, that was Freya's like scene. And I think she's brilliant in it as well. Would not have been it. We just have we've known each other years, got great chemistry, and I think that, really helped with that as well. Definitely. And Peter says it's great to get an emotional reaction performance. This scene does that. Amazing. Thank you very much. Next thing. So they're the two podcasts. Yeah. Phil Beastall, Chris Stone. Any questions or any suggestions, let me know. I've got a lot of other podcasts lined up as well. A lot of guests who were just tying down dates with. I should have done a podcast with another agent last week. I won't say exactly who that is. Or you might know. So basically, I sent an email out saying I was doing a podcast with Archie Purnell, who I think is a fantastic agent. He was working with an agency. He's now moved to another agency this week, a different agency. Nothing weird or untowards, nothing like dodgy gone. He's just moved because there was an opening at another agency and he thought he could, be more creative there or whatever. So I couldn't do that podcast when I said I would do it, basically, because it would have been pointless talking about an agency that he was leaving. So I will do that one, but he's now an agent at a different agency. So apologies for people who were expecting that. It wasn't because I was lazy and couldn't do it. Circumstances just dictated that we couldn't do it at that point. Next thing before we go on to the big thing I want to do for tonight, because it's plenty of time, 20-25 past, is you might have seen me put an email out this morning talking about Jason Broderick, another guy who I'm happy to promote because he's legit. There really aren't that. I don't. That sound like what's the word? Like paranoid, but I don't think there genuinely are that many super legit services in this industry that are genuinely serving actors for good. I think there's a lot of people, and it pisses me off, particularly actors who are failing in their own career, charging actors for like a dream, saying, I'll promise you'll have this success and this success if you come to my acting classes or my this or my that, when they themselves, please to God, everyone watching this, everyone listening on the replay or whatever, if you're ever thinking of going and spending money with anybody, please look them up. IMDb him. Jason's quite big in theatre, so you might not find a lot on IMDb about Jason actually, because he's not done a lot of movies and TV, but he's very legit in theatre. Ask people, get testimonials from people, and that applies to me as well. If you listen to this for the first time and you're like, who's this guy? Who's he think he is? Look me up. Like I would feel such a fraud and such a hypocrite fronting up this, this act on this community I've created and this website I've created, if I wasn't constantly working, because I'd be like, I would just close it down, because I'm like, how on earth can I remotely, share things that I'm doing and that's supposed to lead to success if I'm not having success? It's bullshit. So please look out for people. Jason is legit. I'm going to put this up on the screen. So Jason, he released 2 free videos last week. That I sent out to the email list that were really interesting. One was about castability, really figuring out your casting type, and the other one was about upping your visibility. He's just launched a 2019 version of like a course that he does called Acting Business Breakthrough. If you go to act.network, I've got like my own link for Act on this. If you go to act.network/breakthrough 2019, so that's the actual numbers. So yeah, act.network/breakthrough 2019. You'll get to watch this video, which tells you all about his course. Basically, Jason's like, I'm proper into the business side of the business. I'm quite gung-ho though, and about, right, let's get shit done now, right now, today. Jason is much more measured than I am. So Jason systemizes everything, and he's very methodical in his approach to the business of the business, and he knows what he's talking about. Go check it out. Watch that video if you're interested in working with him. That's now open for 7 days. Basically, you can apply to be part of Acting Business Breakthrough 2019 for the next 7 days. Then he closes it down because he works very closely, like not one-to-one, but pretty close in terms of one to a few in a group. So that's act.network. Go to act.network/breakthrough 2019. You can check that out. Let's have a look in the comments, and then we're going to start on the main thing of what to talk about tonight. All right, Chris Stone, he's in the house. I only saw you earlier, Chris. I just played the scene out, Chris. Chris Stone has joined us, the director. Chris, look at the comments, mate. We're getting lovely comments for our scene. Gary just said definitely showed the chemistry between two of you. Thank you. Ruth says, be great to see how it fits into a 2-minute show reel. Yeah, so we are going to, that's Chris's job, that, Ruth. He's going to have to cut down the most painful parts of that, showing my vulnerability, I guess, I don't know, like a 20-second bit of that he'll have to cut into my main reel. Lee says, Ross, has that happened to you in real life? No one's married someone for a visa in real life who was my ex-girlfriend. I've definitely had heartbreak, though, Lee. I've broken up with women who have, owned my soul, and I've thought, there you go, this is great. This is the one. And it's all gone pear-shaped, mate. So yeah, it's interesting. But the way, and this applies to everything in life, right? Not just relationships. Like, I just think what happens to most people, and this happens in the acting industry as well, they have a bad experience, and because they have one bad experience, they create a lot of limiting beliefs around that thing. And when it comes to relationships particularly, please don't do this if you've ever done this, or maybe you're doing it now. If you do have heartbreak, right? Because think of it this way. I don't think, personally, don't know if you agree with me or not, I think it's impossible for any human being to live a rich life and never have their heart broken even once. I feel it is inevitable. It is always going to happen. So you always have to just go, you know what? I could not have got through life without that happening. It's okay. And rather than lock my heart away and cage it away and protect it forevermore, I would rather die with like a battered and beaten and broken heart than one, bruised ultimately. I don't want to die with a broken heart, but with a bruised heart. I would so rather go to my grave going, you know what, I experienced all these facets of life, as opposed to I got hurt once, I locked it away forever, and I never gave it away again. It takes time to get into a position where you want to give it away again. But it's really interesting. Love for me is the most interesting part of life. It's also the most irrational part of life. For me, in coaching and positive psychology, so many times where I really know inside out, the positive psychology principles around high performance, somehow I find it the hardest to apply where the heart is involved, where love is involved. It makes you do rational shit, and you've really got to have your game. Like, you've really got to have a tight game around that and your emotions, and learn to master your emotions rather than your emotions mastering you. It's a really interesting topic. So I was talking to Chris about that today, actually, and now he's live on the broadcast. Peter says, Chris, do you write the scenes for participants? Yes, he does. He certainly does, Peter. So he wrote that scene for Freya. Freya asked me to be in it, but he does. It's all custom. Go to chrisstoneshowreels.com if you want to find out what Chris does. Look at this. I'm just promoting everyone tonight. Not promoting any of my own stuff, mostly. It's everyone else's. My cat sat on my armchair watching you. Thank you, Lynn. Thanks for bringing the cat to the table. Definitely. So Chris is answering those questions in the comments, which is good. Right, one thing about high performance that I have always poo-pooed, and apologies about this if people are huge fans, is meditation, guys, right? Not because I don't believe meditation works and I don't believe meditation is valuable. I have always had issues around me meditating in terms of sitting down for 20 minutes and not doing anything. It's not doing anything, is it? But you know what? Closing my mind off, because I live such a busy life. I do lots of things, and I love it. Sometimes I feel like I don't need to sit and close my mind off. I don't need to sit with my thoughts. And one thing that I've done for the last 9 years is a very long run on a Sunday, right? So I do a half marathon every single Sunday, almost religiously. And that, for me, I've always said is my meditation, because I become very much at one with my thoughts. I have some really creative business ideas when I'm out running, I become at peace with things that are turbulent in my life at the time when I'm running, because you get so physically exhausted. It's almost like you don't have time to to focus on the shit that's going on in your life. So running has always been like an active form of meditation for me. My mind doesn't switch off, but I feel I get meditative benefits from it. Now, this week I discovered a guy called Vishen, I think you pronounce his name, Lakiani. I played you a video a couple of weeks ago from him, a little clip that was called How to Become Unfuckwithable. Excuse my French, very motivational clip. All right, Sharon, hope you're well. And he introduced me this week to a form of meditation that does not require you to turn your brain off. It actually encourages you and requires you to engage your brain. So actually, some meditation purists would probably say, Ross, this is bullshit, it's not meditation. I don't care what you call it. I've been doing this for a few days, and this is having radical impact in my life. And I thought, you know what, tonight, this is something risky, it's very different. I'm going to play you guys out the guided meditation that I have been doing the last few days. It's not guided by me, it's guided by Vishen, but I'm going to press play, so technically I'm guiding you through it. And what I want you to do, this is something that you can either do at the very end of the day to set yourself up for a great day the next day, or what I do is I wake up 18 minutes, set my alarm 18 minutes earlier, and I do this for 18 minutes while I'm lying in bed. And it takes you through 6 beautiful phases of setting yourself up for a fantastic day. And it takes you through things and practices that are science-based, right? You know, I'm all about the science. These are scientifically proven to raise your levels of happiness, fulfillment, and also this is proper out there. And I was talking to Chris about this before. You don't have to buy into this if you don't want to, but I believe if we're going to live in a world where we can ultimately model our own reality, why not believe in a reality where we have the potential to actually bend reality and, you know, create our own in terms of how our thoughts can influence real things. And there's more and more science coming to the forefront that's actually saying, you know what, this might actually be possible. Those things that you are classing in your life as things like coincidence and deja vu, all these kind of things, actually, is it coincidence, or is it something that you have actually brought into your life through the energy you've been putting out through your thoughts? Really interesting, highly debatable, highly controversial. People will have their opinion on it. They'll either call it bullshit or not. But like I said before, if you're going to live in a world where you can create your own rules, is it not nicer to live in a world where you believe this is possible without evidence? Doesn't matter. If you believe that having positive thoughts can influence your reality, is it not better to live in that kind of world than realizing, or thinking even if I think positive, nothing good happens to me anyway? So the choice is yours, but I'm going to play you this meditation because it's very, very different. Vishen runs a company called Mind Valley. Go to mindvalley.com, check out the products. I've just enrolled on an incredible course on Mind Valley. It's not cheap. Some stuff's quite expensive on there, but I'm all about investing in your education. I say that all the time. I think people who are cheap in their education are cheap in life, and you don't get anywhere. You've got to invest. That's why I'm like, listen, guys, anyone's not a member of ActsOnThis.tv for 10 quid a month, what are you doing? Like, I'm not asking you for hundreds of pounds. This is information that will literally could transform your career very, very quickly for less than 3 cups of coffee a month. Kevin's here. All right, Kevin. So if you're all ready, like, sit back, give me some like yeses, because you've got to get comfortable. You can sit up whilst you're listening to this. You can lie down. There's some inaugural beats within this as well, some little music behind the meditation, behind what Vishen says. I'm going to sit in my chair here and do it with you guys as well. You won't see me. You're just going to see a screen with Vishen on. It's just a picture, and then you're going to hear the meditation. You've got to close your eyes, I guess, to visualize the stuff that Vishen's going to go through. So you don't need to see anything. But if you're ready, give me some yeses, and I'm going to play it. It's interesting, and let's just check in for 5 minutes afterwards. So you spell his name, Peter. Vishen is V-I-S. Well, you'll see it up on the screen in a minute, actually, mate. V-I-S-H-E-N. Lakiani is spelled L-A-K-H-I-A-N-I, if I remember correctly. But yeah, let's do it, says Ruth. Right, we're going to rock this. We're going to do some meditation now. Honestly, this is so funny because I have completely, not shat on meditation for years, but I'm like, no, it's not for me, it's not for me, it's not for me. And then with a lot of things in my life, I freaking try it, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's a reason some of the most successful people in the world always write about meditation. So this is it. I'm not sure about sound levels now. You might want to like turn this up or down depending on your device you're on. I think this is probably louder than my microphone is right now, so you might want to just get the audio right to begin with. And I'll see you in about, I think it's about 18 to 20 minutes. You don't need to write any comments or anything in here. Just sit back, relax, do this properly. There's no right or wrong way to do it, actually. And I'll check back in with you in shortly. I think it is pretty cool. Here we go.
The 6-Phase Meditation, read by Vishen Lakhiani. I want you to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, gently feel your body sinking into a relaxed state of mind. Use any regular meditation deepening or countdown tool you've used in the past to reach a deep level of mind. To help you go even deeper, I will gently guide you through a relaxation of your physical body. Feel your scalp relax. Feel this feeling of relaxation gently flow downward to your forehead. Now your eyes. Feel your eyelids relax. Feel that sensation of relaxation in your eyelids. Feel that flow gently downwards throughout your body. Move the feeling to your face and your throat, your neck, your shoulders. Feel them sink into deep relaxation. Now your upper arms, your hands, your chest, your abdomen, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet, and feel that feeling of relaxation flow all the way down to your toes. You're now in a deep, relaxed state of mind. We will now begin the 6-phase meditation. The first phase is to draw your attention to your consciousness. You will most likely feel this within your head. Focus on your consciousness. Feel that consciousness expand now to encompass your entire body. Picture it as a white light emanating from your head, surrounding your entire body in a white bubble. Now picture this light emanating further, surrounding and encompassing your entire room, and anyone who may be in that room. A peaceful, gentle, loving light. See it expand even further, and now encompassing your entire home. Feel a feeling of peace, love, joy resonate from you to anyone who might be in your home. Feel this light expand further. Imagine it now encompassing your entire neighborhood. Know that at a subtle level, you are connected to every living creature, plant, animal, or human in this neighborhood. Feel the light expand even further, and now encompassing your city or town. See it expand even further, and now encompassing your state or region. Now your country. Now the continent. Now feel this light emanating from you, encompassing the entire planet. Feel yourself connected to the planet. See yourself for what you are. A piece of consciousness directly connected to every other life form on planet Earth. We now move on to phase 2, gratitude. Bring to mind between 5 to 10 things that made you grateful, joyful, and happy in the last 24 hours. If you can't think of enough incidents in the last 24 hours, expand it to the last 3 days, or the last week, or the last month. Think about things that happened at work and in your career, things that happened while you were traveling or in your free time, things that happen in your family life or with loved ones. It could be something big, or it could be something small, like a nice, warm, hot cup of coffee that you had in the morning. Express gratitude and bring back to mind the feeling of joy and the emotions you felt when these incidents occurred. I will give you a minute to go through as many incidents of gratitude that you can think of. As you imagine and bring back to mind these incidents and moments, make them as vivid as you can. Incorporate all 5 senses: taste, sound, touch, smells, and images. Most important, incorporate emotion. Bring back to the best of your ability your feeling of joy or happiness when you experience these moments. Feel that feeling of gratitude vibrate all throughout your body, from your head to your toes. And know that when you express gratitude for beautiful moments in life, you open the way for these moments to repeat themselves and grow in terms of their magnitude. We now move on to phase 3, removing negative charges. A negative charge is any negative feeling you might have towards a person or an incident. Bring to mind someone, anyone, whom you might have a negative charge with. It could be a waiter who rubbed you the wrong way, a co-worker you had a disagreement with, or a family member you fought with. It could be big or it could be small. See that person in front of you, about 6 feet away. See their face or see their entire body. You will now tell them that you apologize for any wrong that you brought to them. Know that at a deeper level, we are all one and we are all connected. And any negative charge towards any other living person, creature, or life form is in a way a charge against yourself. And that's why we must rid ourselves of these charges. When you finish expressing forgiveness to this person, ask them to forgive you. Imagine them forgiving you. Imagine that forgiveness moving towards you, straight to your heart. Feeling of calm and peace as you recognize that forgiveness is easy. When first starting out, practice this forgiveness exercise with situations where forgiveness is easy. Repeat with as many people with whom you might have had a negative charge with in the last 24 hours, or few days, or 1 week. We now move on to phase 4, visualizing your perfect future. For the next 2 minutes, simply visualize different aspects of your life as they would unfold in the future. Keep in mind that as human beings, we tend to overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we tend to underestimate what we can do in 3 years. So take a 3-year stance. See your life 3 years from now. See moments of joy, achievement, beauty, accomplishments, success. Let this be a free-flowing imagination exercise. Don't hold yourself back. Remember to incorporate all 5 senses. What would your health and body look like 3 years from now? What does your family life look like 3 years from now? Who are your friends and how do you spend time with them? What new skills are you learning and absorbing? What acts of service are you contributing to your community or to the world? What does your career look like? How do your finances look like? What new traits have you brought into your character? What beautiful experience are you having to bring fun and adventure into your life? What does your love life look like? I will now give you a minute to let this daydream move on and to take it into any direction you wish. Remember to incorporate all 5 senses. Sound, smells, taste, visions, and touch. Make the daydream as vivid as possible. As you wrap up, mentally tell yourself, let this or something better unfold in my life. And we now move on to phase 5. In phase 5, you will visualize your perfect day. Ask yourself to let all the beautiful things I daydreamed come to me 3 years from now. What would I be doing today? How would my perfect day today unfold? If you're doing this exercise in the morning, visualize your perfect day when you leave the house today. If you're doing this at night, visualize your perfect day starting in the morning when you wake up. See yourself having an amazing breakfast, a wonderful commute to work. See your workday unfolding. See friends and family coming into your life. See yourself having an amazing dinner with a special someone, reading a good book, watching a movie, working on a creative project, going to bed and having perfect sleep. I will give you a minute to visualize your entire day from the time you wake up to the time you'll go back to sleep, unfolding in pure perfection, in a way that will make you happy, grateful, and let your daydream of your ideal self 3 years from now come to you with ease. Begin now. Be sure to incorporate all 5 senses. Make it as vivid as possible. Bring in emotions of joy, excitement, gratitude as you see your day unfolding. Bring yourself towards the end of your day and see yourself going to bed and going into a deep, comfortable, rejuvenating sleep, ready to start the next day and to make that next day amazingly wonderful too. We now move on to phase 6. In this phase, call upon any higher power that you believe in. Maybe a god, a saint, an avatar, an angel, a guide. It may just be the force of life that permeates the entire world. Or it may be your own inner strength, your religion, your beliefs in atheism, or spirituality do not matter here. You're simply calling upon any higher power, externally or internally, that you believe in. Ask this higher power to bless you, to give you luck, energy, support, and to help you craft your perfect day, to make your dreams for the next 3 years unfold. Because only when you are happy, and only when you are contributing to humanity, can you provide happiness and can you contribute to others. Feel that support coming down on you. Feel a beam of light hitting the scalp of your head and gently flowing downwards throughout your entire body, from your scalp down your spine, emanating into your torso, your chest, your arms, and your legs. Feel this protective energy embracing you. Know that luck is on your side and that the universe has your back. give you a few moments to feel this energy surrounding and supporting you. We will now come out of this meditation. I'm now going to count from 1 to 5. At the count of 5, you will open your eyes. You will come out of the state of meditation, and you'll be ready to see your perfect day unfold. 1, 2, 3. At the count of 5, you will come out of this meditation feeling wonderful, rejuvenated, positive, optimistic, ready for that perfect day, and ready to see your life unfold in beauty and success for the next 3 years. 4, 5. You've now come out of the 6-phase meditation. You know that your day is about to start in a wonderful way, and that all your wildest dreams and visions for the next 3 years are coming to you.
How cool is that? It's a bit different, isn't it, for a Monday night? But I wanted to. Everyone's like waking up and I'm going, Ross, shut up. I was like really relaxed then. Very different, a completely different kind of meditation. I've never seen or heard that, kind of actively engaged brain, mind during a meditation. It's really just like a massively positive affirmation, I guess. Michael Schofield's here, says, "Oh, fantastic! We'll catch up on this tomorrow." Yeah, if you've missed, well, that was 20 minutes, wasn't it? So if you've come in at the end, do go back, listen to that. You can also Google Vishen Lakhiani as well. 6-phase meditation on YouTube. But give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think, because like I say, up until literally this week, I've just written meditation off, really. I tried Headspace for a bit. I was like, yeah, it's kind of all right. I kind of get it, but it's all about quieting the mind. It's not really... And I'm just love actively engaging it, but for real positive stuff. And I get a sense when after that, you just get this sense. Sometimes it doesn't hit you instantly either. The first time I did it last week, I was like, have I done it right? I don't even know if I've done it right. It wasn't until like 6 hours later that the benefits really kicked in. I thought, God, I feel like the universe has my back. I just feel like luck is on my side. I feel that everything I need, I have, and like just super, super positive. It's crazy. I'm amazed how calm I feel now, says Heather. Nice, Heather. That's really cool. That was awesome. Love it. Done some of those separately, but never all in one meditation. So good. Thanks for sharing. Well, yeah, I just thought, you know what, this is what I'm doing. It's impacting my life now positively, rather than do it for 6 months and go, hey, I found this thing. I'm like, listen, let's all do it together. So yeah, it's really interesting. Sarah, what did you say before we went into that? Sarah said, I'm an EFT practitioner, law of attraction coach, and teach meditation and visualization. It is life-changing. I'm in the process of recording a blend of visualization, tapping, brainwave, entrainment frequencies, etc., plus lovely relaxing music. When it's done, I'm happy to gift it to anyone. Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. I mean, yeah, that's wicked. Definitely, loads of people are saying, would love a copy. But it is genuinely, honestly, I'm like, the amount, for years, do you know what? The same thing happened for years and years and years. I read a lot of autobiographies. I don't really read any fiction at all. I either listen to stories of guys or girls who have gone, from nothing to have incredible success, and I study how they've done that. That really got me into positive psychology, realizing that ultimately so much of the basis of foundation of success is really not around the external. It's about the internal. It's an inside game. And for years, I would read these autobiographies, and they would all talk about working out in the morning. Richard Branson, people like that, particularly Steve Jobs, all these big people who had achieved huge success. Would always talk about working out first thing. And I would always skip that chapter because I had this limiting belief in my head of I'm a night owl. I stay up late because when I was first developing Act on this 8 years ago, I was winging it in terms of web development. I didn't really know how everything worked. And the only time that I could do web development where if I screwed up the website, it wouldn't really matter, was in the middle of the night when no one was on it. So I would stay up till 3, 4 in the morning doing this. I would get up very late, and I realized that my productivity just wasn't great because I was always tired because I was staying up so late. I was staying in bed so late. I just felt ugh. And I'd work out at like 6, 7 o'clock at night or something like that. So some days, what I was doing as well is I was waking up at 11 and then I was carrying on working on the website, like just in shorts and a t-shirt. It wasn't even, and I thought, well, there's no point in having a shower now because I'm going to the gym at 5. I wouldn't be having a shower till like 8 o'clock at night. Not a good way to live your life. And then I thought, wait a minute, every autobiography I read and everything around high performance is all about working out in the morning, particularly for males when your testosterone levels are higher. You should be stronger effectively. And then I implemented that into my life about 5 or 6 years ago, changed the game for me completely. And then this thing was meditation. The next thing was like, everyone's talking about the power of meditation, what do they call it? Transcendental meditation and stuff, all these different types of meditation. And for years I've resisted it. And it wasn't until this week where I looked at this particular type and was like, this is up my street. And I think it's really cool. So use it yourself. Let me, give me some feedback. Jill says, loved it. Using all 5 senses is hard. No, it is, isn't it? He's like, smell it, see it. When you're visualizing like what you want your life in the next 3 years. He says we overestimate what we can achieve in a year as human beings, but we massively underestimate what we can achieve in 3 years. So when you plan, for 3 years down the line, you want to be doubling, what you think you're going to be doing at that point. You can do a lot more than you probably think you can. And to actually be able to see it and smell it. I remember Conor McGregor saying when he became world champion, like MMA fighter, and he got the belt, the heavyweight belt, I think it was, and they were like, how does it feel? And he says, it feels exactly as I knew it would. He said, I've been here before, I've tasted this, I've smelt this, I've seen this. And there's one guy who's like, regardless of what you think of him, is a guy who has achieved incredible stuff. And I think so much of that has been based around what he believed he could or couldn't do. So it is really, really interesting. I'll sleep like a log tonight, says Lynn. It is really cool. It's really interesting. Valerie says, loved it, and the music was like being in a David Lynch film. I've looked at Mind Valley before, but this was really intense with all the senses. Yeah, honestly, Mind Valley's legit as well. Like, it is the program that I just bought with them was around about, because you've got to pay UK taxes, which is bullshit when you're buying digital goods from America. It's about 350 quid for this 8-module course on some really next level kind of mindset stuff that I want to start implementing in the next version of Bulletproof Actor that I bring out. So I want to learn more about that. But yeah, it's interesting. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've gone a little bit over 10 o'clock. Try to cram quite a lot into the hour. If you're listening on the audio experience, I don't know what kind of treat that was for you, whether you were walking down the street doing that, because it might not have worked. If you're on the treadmill, maybe it's probably not worked. Or you fell asleep on the treadmill. I'm going to put a disclaimer in. I'm not responsible for any accidents people might have. If you were driving, God, I don't know. I'll put a disclaimer at the start of this on the replay on the podcast to go, listen, maybe don't do the meditation if you're actually like if you're working heavy machinery or something like that. But yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, to recap, so I've got 2 podcasts. Not Phil Barentini. He's done his podcast. That's on this.tv. Great podcast. Phil Beastle. Great podcast going to be doing with him hopefully this week. Chris Stone's going to do a podcast with me all about show reels on Friday. Any questions for those 2 people, give me a shout. And check out act.network/breakthrough 2019 for Jason's stuff. Check out Vision on Mind Valley or on YouTube if you want to Google the 6-phase meditation you just heard. Google that. I'm doing it every morning. Just going to try it every morning for at least, 30 days. Let's see what happens. And I'm going to leave you with a clip. I always bring like clips out of the archive from interviews that I've done on actsonthis.tv. Again, if you're not a member of actsonthis.tv, go and get a 7-day free trial, right? Try it out. The information on there will change the game for you. This is interviews with the biggest casting directors in the industry who so many actors tell me they would die to get in front of because they cast the biggest shit in TV, and yet they won't sit down and listen to a podcast where this casting director is actually telling you exactly what you would need to do to get an audition with them. It's bonkers. So if you are a bit bonkers and you've not joined yet, go to actonthis.tv/7 days. Try it out for 7 days completely risk-free. It's only a tenner a month anyway, but you can try it for 7 days Completely risk-free. Cancel your subscription. You won't pay a single thing. There is no con attached to that. And if you sign up, someone emailed me today, I don't think they understood. If you sign up for the monthly membership at 10 quid a month, you're not locking into anything. I hate that shit. You come and go as you please. If you want to sign up for a month, take in 30 hours of content and quit, do that. Do whatever you want. You can do anything. Or you can pay for a year up front for 90 quid, so effectively you get 3 months for free. But I'm not locking anyone in anything. I hate that. I would never do that. It's just bollocks. So I'm going to leave you with a clip from Nikki Bly, great casting director. She's responsible for things like Mrs. Brown's Boys. She casts a lot of comedy. If you want to do comedy, you want to get in with Nikki Bly. Bligh. This is a 60-second clip of something Nikki said that I hope will just give you some inspiration for this week. If you've got an audition this week, right, take solace in the fact that you're halfway there. That's the real message in this clip. If you've got an audition, you are halfway there. There is so much stuff that goes into actually getting you in the room. Go in knowing that you deserve to be there. Thank you, Adam. Lee, I did get your testimonial for Acts on this. Thank you so much, mate. Someone else sent me one. I think Melissa Pope sent me one this week as well. Thank you. If anybody has got value from their premium membership on Acts on this, if I've given you any value from any of these broadcasts or anything you listen to and you're a member, all I ask if you've got 60 seconds is pull your phone out, shoot me a little 60-second clip of saying what you like about it, how maybe it's changed something for you, and what you would say to someone who was thinking of signing up. Drop it to ross@actsonthis.tv in an email. I would be eternally grateful, so grateful. I don't want anything else from anybody, really, just people spreading the word. I want to grow this community. Vishen talks about impacting that meditation, what impact you want to be having 3 years down the line. I would love to grow this community to thousands and thousands and thousands of positive, inspired actors. We're creating a movement here. You're all part of it. Please don't, my philosophy is give everything to everybody. Don't keep this to yourself or think if you bring other people, I'm sharing some stuff that might give other people the edge. Seriously, you don't need to worry about that shit. Life will give you so much more than you could ever ask for when you share with zero expectation of anything back in return. Please, just trust me on that. I've been doing it for years, and it just has paid dividends time and time and time and time and time again. Help people. Like Vishen said in there, we are all, as living things, connected to each other in one way. It's really helped me be really less judgmental. I'm not super judgmental, but I can't help it. Sometimes we do. It's natural in it. We're human beings. We do judge people sometimes based on certain things about them. And this week I've been like, you know what? I'm not going to judge anybody because I'm connected to them in a way. Like he says again in the meditation, having a negative charge towards someone else is almost like having a negative charge towards yourself because we're all connected. So please bring other people to the party. Let's help each other. We're so much stronger together. So this is a little clip from Nikki. I'm just going to close the comments down from Facebook here so I can end this broadcast elegantly. Do you know what as well? What was really interesting during that meditation at the end, obviously I had to stop myself a couple of minutes beforehand, getting ready to stop the track and come back on camera. In terms of the people who were viewing at the start and viewing at the end, we only lost 5 people. And we had a few dozen people on. It's quite interesting how I didn't think everybody would buy into that. It was a bit of a risk in terms of going, you know what, are people going to switch off? And at the end, am I going to open my eyes? It's going to be me on my own. So I'm really surprised that it just shows what a great group of people we've got here, because stuff like this resonates with people. Everybody wants to become more than they already are. And we're creating a fantastic group of people here to support each other. So this is Nikki's clip. Thank you so much. Massive love to you all. Have a fantastic week. If I can help you with anything, drop me a message, let me know. And I'll catch up with you again, either in the Facebook group or on the private community within actsonthis.tv that we've got there now. Great, super focused group of people. Very active, people posting stuff there every day. Questions they might not want to post in public. And yeah, I'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Until then, thank you so much. Have a fantastic week. Remember, visualize, allow it into your life. Until next time, bye for now.
And also, I think by the time you've got in the room, you're halfway there, really. If you realise, if you've worked, in casting, you realise how many steps before that. You read the script, you send the breakdown out, you get hundreds and hundreds of suggestions, you whittle those down, you look at people's show reels, you see where they're based, you go, okay, we'll get these people in, you call the agents, you send the scripts, you move the appointments around because so-and-so can't make that day and so-and-so's working, so won't be able to make the audition. You kind of rearrange the list and you send the list to the producer and director and you print the CV. So by the time people get in the room, you know, you're halfway there really.